Okay, here we go. The Pen and Mikey Show.
He's about to get crazy and wild. Stay for a while. Don't touch your radio dial.
Pen and Mikey Show.
Kicking it back, sports talk. Listen to that and stay tuned for some giggles and laughs. Go.
Hey, we're here at world-famous Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where some of the men's bathrooms actually have feminine products like these tampons and maxi pads for some reason.
Welcome to the Planet Mikey Show.
Tampons?
Yeah, I want to know where the those in transition put the tampon.
In their tampoon.
They claim they menstruate, and I've seen people argue about this.
You know, as a former tamponian,
It's a weird way to start the show.
actually, I was an Avonian when I went to Avon Old Farms.
Yeah.
It was like a bunch of rich kids that were like troubled.
How'd you get
Academically,
in?
they had academic woes. Their parents, they were not living up to their parents' expectations. So
And
they
you were one of them?
exactly.
Yeah.
I was kicked out of public school for fighting in the hallway with Ron Roach. That was his name, Ron Roach. But because his name was Roach in the hallway, I smoked him. That's a true story. How you guys doing? It's Ben Kitchen over here with a goofy hat.
Hello.
It's not really I wouldn't call it a gay hat. It's greasy.
Yeah.
Been wearing it for years.
Well loved.
Looks like he worked on the railroad with that, doesn't he, Smitty?
He looked like the oil man on the railroad, greasing up the wheels.
Bill Smith,
Yeah.
youngster. He had a birthday last Friday.
Yep.
As
40
did
years
my
old.
wife. And the famous people born on your birthday include
Oh.
Elston Howard, former Yankee catcher.
Really?
He'd be 98.
That's why we got you those cards up there.
Thanks, man.
Ben brought you those Elston Howard.
I got 'em
cards.
up there,
He
yeah.
Born 223, just like you. Planet Mikey episode number We Don't Give a Rat's Ass. Brought to you by Pro Automotive of Webster and Dudley.
The prostitute is someone who
No,
would
no,
love
that's
you.
not the
Wrong
one.
one. Okay, hold on.
If you've got trouble
There
with
you
your
go.
car, truck, or SUV, Pro Automotive is who to see.
Automotive.
I got a tweet from a guy who said he took his car to Pro Automotive. It turned out great. He's a very happy customer.
I don't believe you're just saying that.
No,
now.
I got the tweet. I'll show it to you during the break.
He actually tweeted you and said, I've had wonderful experience at Pro Automotive.
Exactly.
Thanks to you, Mike Adams.
That he did thank me. Yes. And anybody that takes their car to Pro Automotive will thank me as well. You didn't play the thing when I said Pro
I heard
Automotive.
you say-
If you've got trouble with your car, truck, or SUV, Pro Automotive is who to see.
Automotive.
How come you're not on the notable alumni section of Avon Old Farms?
Because I was kicked out my senior year, January of my senior year.
Unceremoniously
5 months
got the
before,
boot?
Yeah, 5 months before graduation by George Troutman, who was, rest in peace, the headmaster then.
Goddamn Troutman, huh?
He really got me good, man. Anyway, but that's all water under the bridge. And you can't go look back with regrets because then whatever happened to you that was good that happened after that wouldn't have happened.
What was the straw that broke the back for Troutman?
It had something to do with alleged marijuana
Oh, no.
permutations. We also want to thank, by the way, I had a coffee cake sent to me by the darling that runs the My Grandma's Coffee Cake.
Oh, so it was My Grandma's Coffee Cake.
Oh, my God, it was so good. And there's only one slice left. I ate the whole thing myself. Also, Giacomo's in Melrose, authentic Italian cuisine where John Fiore likes to eat.
Yes, and Vinny went there.
And they're both authentic Italians.
Vinny went there with his wife and said he loved it. He sent me a picture.
Yeah.
He's sitting at the restaurant with his beautiful wife.
Nobody doesn't say that, especially Italian folks, because they go there. It's authentic Italian cuisine.
Well, no, that
Because,
sometimes,
hey, Rich Italieri over here.
sometimes the Italian will be very particular about the way the sauce is.
Absolutely. The gravy.
The gravy.
Where was I? Oh, yeah.
Giacomo's.
Giacomo's in Melrose. And then, so that's all the sponsorship mentions we're going to have tonight. We're not going to have any more. We're going to go commercial free. By the way, that's an old radio trick. I think I heard, who owns 103.3?
Oh, I think that's one of the Odyssey stations.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
They have a thing where the guy comes on and he goes, since we have a leap year and an extra day, we're going to play that extra day with no commercials. No commercials. And that has been going on for the commercial free. But now everybody says, "Oh, we got an hour, we got a 45-minute commercial, an hour and a half commercial free."
But you know what happens?
Your sales reps couldn't sell a commercial.
How often will they interrupt with station identification and
Promos,
stuff like that?
Yeah, see, promos don't count.
Yeah.
Or neither do public service announcements.
That's true.
I used to love PSAs. I used to be the big voice of all the PSAs on a lot of the radio stations I worked at. Give to this and that society for this and about. Over my lifetime, I've done 2,000 charity commercials for public service announcements.
Overeaters Anonymous.
That too.
Yeah.
Matt Stairs having a birthday today. Remember Matt Stairs?
Yeah, of course.
Of course you do. Do you remember Matt Stairs?
There's no shot Bill knows Matt Stairs.
Matt Stairs used to watch my TV show. He told me on the field at Fenway. He goes, "Oh, I love your show, man." The one.
That Matt. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, he's a left-handed. He was a good hitter.
Full of shit.
He was a short little guy, but he could hit.
He looked like a beer league softball player, and that's kind of how he played. He'd just smash home runs, and that's all he did.
Yep, and he was a lot of fun to watch. And he had a cool mustache and long blonde hair. He was a kook.
He's kind of like the Butterbean of baseball.
He wasn't that fat. He
wasn't, but
too.
he was a big guy and just did one thing, did it really well.
You look
Power.
up his numbers in the designated hitter category. He did pretty darn well. Yeah, 56 years old today. Matt Stairs. Oh, by the way, he's in the all home team. Like, in other words, Stairs, Alan Bannister and Stairs, Mickey Mantle. These are all parts of your house.
Yeah.
Jimmy Hall, Mel Hall, Ben Kitchen, Joe Garagiola.
Very good, yeah.
God, Mike.
Anyway, here's the real birthday for today. Johnny Pesky. God bless him.
I met that guy several times. We were doing commercials for Marvin Doors and Windows.
No, the Window Boys.
With Sal Bertolami.
Yes.
And the Window Boys.
The
That's
Window
right.
Boys, yeah. He was big part of that. He would be 105 today were he to still be alive, and I wish he was. I had a joyous baseball field of dreams moment with him at spring training. Do you remember when the baseball strike it was 94, they canceled the World Series, right? 95 spring training, they hadn't come back yet. They hadn't re-aggregated the players union. And we were at Fenway Park, and the only people playing were minor league replacement players down there. So, I saw Johnny Pesky on one of the fields in Fort Myers. I said, "Johnny, you got a bucket of balls there and a fungo bat." Now, you know what a fungo bat is, right?
No.
That's the bat they use to hit fly balls to people for practice. It's a special bat that enables you to hit a lot of high. So I said, "Could you hit me some fungos?" Which is baseballs. Smitty.
So the baseball goes high in the air so you can run out and catch it.
Well, right.
Yeah.
So I go out in center field, and I got a glove, and I'm out there catching fly balls hit to me by Johnny Pesky. And the thing was, he was like a marksman. If you went out to center field, 8 out of 9 times, he'd hit it right almost to you, so you just have to roam over a few steps and make the catch.
It's amazing.
He hit one that was a grounder by mistake, and he goes, "Oh, sorry." I'm like, "Johnny, you're the greatest fungo hitter in the history of baseball. Everybody knows it. And I'm catching fly balls in the Florida sunshine, hit by Johnny Pesky. Don't worry about the grounder. Don't worry about it." He was such a nice guy. God bless him.
Yep.
He would have been 105 today. Just so you know, tomorrow, Frank Malzone, he's passed away. He was born in 1930. So we posthumously celebrate number 11's birthday. But he was born in 1930, so he'd be, 95? 94.
For 94.
He'd be 94 if he were still with us. And, he died in Needham, Massachusetts. He stayed here his whole career, his whole life. He played a handful of games at the end with the Angels or something, But he was a Red Sox guy, 3-time Gold Glove winner at third base. In fact, he was the guy that won the Gold Glove every year at third base before Brooks Robinson came along. And then Brooks had a 16-year run at third base. But before that, it was Frank Malzone. All-Star 8 times.
When they stayed on the team.
Yeah, back when players, when you could rely on somebody being with, if they were Al Kaline, they were going to stay a Tiger.
Yep.
You know, if they're Stan Musial, they're going to stay a Cardinal. Well, Frank Malzone was that for the Red Sox, and the third baseman. Hit a home run in the first game I ever saw, a Major League game. But I got to mention one more baseball birthday because this is an interesting. You got some storybook music?
Yes, I do.
No, I don't need the storybook music. I don't need it.
I do. I have.
I can just do this.
I have some lovely storybook
I
music.
could do this as a storybook.
You ready?
Massachusetts, listen up. The wait.
Who's that?
Nothing. That's just some
Wrong
guy.
button.
Some guy. I'm hitting the wrong buttons today. I'm sorry.
Remembering a ball player who's most assuredly in that field of dreams out there in Iowa. Born in 1899 on this date, Ulysses Simpson Grant, quote, Lil, L-I-L, Stoner.
Wow.
His last name was Stoner. Died in 1966. Known as Lil E. Stoner, he was an American professional ball player, right-handed pitcher. Pitched for the Tigers, the Pirates, and the Phillies. The unusual movement on Stoner's breaking ball has been attributed to an injury he sustained when he was a toddler. The index finger on his throwing hand was severed in a wood chopping accident. He was a toddler. Chopping wood. It was severed and then was left hanging by a piece of flesh. That's the index finger now. That's the one, Mr. Pointer. You use it all the time. So it was hanging by a piece of flesh. The doctor bandaged the finger, which reattached itself,
How about that?
but crookedly. A deformity that was credited with allowing Stoner to throw the ball with unusual movement. I mean, he threw a curve, it would really wickedly curve because he had a digit situation. This Lil Stoner.
That's pretty good.
His name is Lil Stoner, but there's more. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of these stories you're going to want to know. Because of Stoner's love for baking and cooking, Stoner was sometimes known during his playing career as the Bowie Baker Boy. He's from Bowie, Texas. He worked at a bakery, you see, at age 16. And in 1929, a nationally syndicated newspaper story called Stoner the best cook in baseball and a culinary artist.
How about
Or
that?
culinary. I don't know if you
Cute.
According to the report, his cooking was the envy of the women of Okmulgee, Oklahoma. The crowning achievement of his off-season after the 28th season was a 3-tiered birthday cake made of orange sponge cake, ornamented with green icing and lavishly decorated with paper leaves and flowers. Who knew?
See?
Nobody knew this shit until I came along. And with the legend of Ulysses Lil Stoner. Wait, there's more. You want to know how he died? No, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Okay. Stoner was an avid grower of irises. Yeah. This is a well-rounded, this is a, what do you call it?
Like a Renaissance
A
man.
Renaissance guy thing. He was an avid grower of irises and was an accredited judge of the American Iris Society. His proudest botanical accomplishment was his creation of a, quote, pink iris hybrid. He was also a fan of the opera, not a phantom of the opera, a fan, and amassed a large collection of opera records. So this Renaissance guy with the split finger situation, I mean, when he throws a split finger fastball, Stoner was, he died following a 6-day hospitalization in Oklahoma in June of 1966. He was 67 when he died. But wait, there's more. With the popularization of the word stoner in the cannabis culture,
Yes.
Stoner has seen a resurgence of popularity. In 2015, baseball writer Grant Brisbee picked Lil Stoner as the best presidential-inspired nickname in baseball history. Brisbee wrote, "A supremely unique, fantastic, and awesome name. A magnificent, evocative, delightful name." He said, if Stoner played in contemporary times, jersey sales would shoot through the roof.
No kidding.
In 2017, a poll by Ranker received more than 13,000 votes and placed Stoner number 9 on the list of best baseball names of all time. So there you have it.
And
now
now you
know the rest of the story, whether you liked it or not. I thought it was interesting. A little stoner.
Well, yeah, I like it.
Is it 5:30?
It's pretty close.
I have other news items, but you know what? I before I get to those news items,
What is it?
I have a political agenda here.
Oh, here we go.
I need to talk to somebody who's a little more knowledgeable than me about the state of Massachusetts.
You want me to call Buddy the dog down?
Thank you, buddy. Buddy's good.
Shut up. Can we get Geoff Diehl on the phone?
We can. Stand by.
I heard him on the radio this morning.
Yeah.
He was on with Cooner.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'd like to talk to him about all that's going, because I tell you guys things, but I got to tell somebody who actually knows something about what's going on with our state of Massachusetts. It's not actually a state, it's a commonwealth.
It's a Commonwealth.
Yeah. And so you don't want to mix the two.
No.
No. People that live in commonwealths
Us.
get pissed.
Virginia.
Yeah, there's Kentucky, isn't Kentucky one?
Is it?
I think so.
He might not be home.
Hey, Bill.
Is that Jeff?
There he is.
Jeff Diehl?
Well,
Jeff Diehl?
yes. Yes, sir.
Mike Adams on the radio.
Mikey Adams, no.
Yeah.
This is Mike Adams?
Yes, and you are live with me and Smitty and Ben Kitchen. It's gonna be great.
Did I just win the lottery? I'm on Mike Adams' show. Holy
You won nothing. But
Oh,
we will
Even
send.
worse.
We will send you a. We will, however, send you a my grandma's coffee cake for your trouble. How are you, Jeff?
My grandma doesn't eat coffee cake, but, she had no teeth at the end. Thank you so much for bringing that up. I'm kidding.
Well, we all had no teeth at the beginning. Remember that. None of us had teeth when we were born. I heard you with Jeff Cooner today on the radio, and it was very interesting. And, of course, you know, and I know, and everybody knows, that I'm a huge supporter of you and a fan of yours, because you're the only politician from Massachusetts I've ever met that actually made sense.
Yep, I ran at 40 years old because I was sick of the way things were going on Beacon Hill, and I actually got into the state rep's position. And for 8 years, I watched legislation pass that made 0 sense to me. And so, a couple things along the way. I helped stop our gas tax from being indexed to inflation.
Right.
And then I ended up running against Elizabeth Warren, the fake Indian. Unfortunately, this state seems to like artificial intelligence, so she was reelected, and then I ran against Maura Healey, who's doing a bang up job allowing the third world into pretty much community centers and hotels across the Commonwealth.
Oh,
it's
that's
fantastic.
very troubling. I get out and about, because I do this retired guy job, Lyft and Uber, and I went to a hotel. This is unbelievable. I went to I was telling these guys last week. I went to this hotel in Marlborough, and it said closed to the public. And then I did a little research, and I found out that there were 500 Haitians living in there who get their breakfast, they get their lunch, they get catered food brought in from Brockton every evening for their dinner. They get free Uber and Lyft rides. They get free health care. They don't have to pay for the hotel. They don't have to pay for their meals. SNAP gives them food stamp benefits, and then it adds up to like $8,000 a month per family that's staying at this hotel. I'm thinking, why can't the veterans get this?
They change the sheets and the laundry and all that stuff every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
That is a nice service. Here's something kind of funny, and I'd like to touch on the Uber driving because I actually did that myself a while back. But anyway, because pick up a few bucks when you can. But the $8,000 a month to support these families. Back when I was a state rep, there was another state rep who had come in the same year I did, 2010.
Yeah.
His name was Dan Winslow. He was a former judge, and he always had these great kind of crazy ideas. Like one of his fun ideas was to file a bill to unionize the state house employees. Of course, the Democrats, they believe in unions, but they didn't want to have their own employees unionized.
Oh,
so
no.
he did that one. It was great. The other one he did, which I thought was fantastic, was saying, instead of paying for Section 8 housing benefits or any of the housing that they get, why doesn't the Commonwealth just buy at the time in 2008 and 2009, there was that foreclosure crisis. There was a lot of homes on the market that were, basically sitting empty. Mm-hmm. He said, why doesn't the state just buy these things? The mortgages are between, $1,200 to $2,500 maybe.
Right.
I mean, it was costing at the time $2,500 to house a family in state property. His point point was put them in a house, just buy the house and put them in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't for real. He knew that wasn't going to pass. But his point was this: we're spending so much on people who are here illegally, and we do nothing for the citizens of our state who actually are paying the taxes and trying to desperately stay in the state if they can.
It's that right to shelter.
The way
the right to shelter. We're the only state in the union that has that, and that's the cause, isn't it, Geoff?
So the funny thing is, a lot of people are saying we've got to change the right to shelter law. The fact of the matter is you just have to apply the right to shelter law. If you look at it, it says non-citizens are not eligible for the services. But of course, politicians, they can't stay in office if they don't figure out something they've got to change for the better or for the worse, usually for the worse. And what they are saying is, we have to change the law to make it fit. They don't have to change it. They have to enforce it. Like anything else, they actually have to enforce it. By the way, our gun laws, I know, complete tangent, but I'm on your show. I mean, the Mikey Adams way is
we've got a great gun sponsor.
Guns. We have gun laws. We have laws basically to put people in jail if they have guns illegally. They never enforce Bartley Fox in Massachusetts. They slap them on the wrist and they nail them for a drug charge, which then gets lessened by the judge. And that's the sort of winky wink to keep these guys out of jail that actually are using guns for robberies and things like that.
But you know what, Geoff? That right to shelter, if we're the only state that has it, and I'm a homeless guy in Connecticut, I'm going to move to Massachusetts to get the free hotel. It's a magnet for people, never mind illegal aliens. It's the people who are, destitute for whatever reason, and sometimes it's drugs, sometimes it's, any multitude of problems. They're going to come to Massachusetts because why not? Right.
So we're a red carpet state, not just to neighboring states, but again to countries around the world, because Massachusetts, in its genius in this last election cycle, first of all, didn't elect me a governor, which was a mistake. But they also they did two things. They passed the millionaire's tax, which adds 4% additional tax to anybody who actually is innovative and tries to start a business in the state and is successful. And they passed driver's license for illegals. We allowed that to happen. We did not get that to be repealed. And so now anybody from around the world can come here. And if you're illegal, you still get that driver's license. So they're going to come here, get their ID, get their money, and we're a red carpet for it. That's why we are busting at the seams. That's why, the urban centers that are being taken over, these
overflowing
minority kids. Yeah. Kids can't go to sports anymore because there's 400 migrants in their gym.
I think Maura Healey just sequestered another building on the seaport, an office building. She's going to open that up to, this is like ridiculous because there's no end to it. First of all, there's no bottom, there's no bottom for people anymore. They just come here, they get more benefits. They actually do better getting the benefits than if they work. The illegals.
Mike, there is a safe space. There is a safe space for you. It's called Martha's Vineyard. If you go to Martha's Vineyard, illegals will be deported off that island immediately if they go there. Okay?
That's right.
You have one refuge.
But the crime wave now. We've been hearing headlines across the country, Geoff, about the criminals that from Venezuela, murder and raping and all kinds of things like that. It hit me. I'm driving my Lyft vehicle the other day, and I picked up 3. I'm going to say that where they're from. They were from Haiti, and they were in the backseat. I'm taking them to one of their free doctor's appointments. So I drop them off, and then I realize after I drive away, they stole my CD book. I have 20. There's 20 CDs of my favorite CDs that were in my back seat in the they have that little slot behind the seat. They took them, and now I'm getting hit by the crime wave. My CDs are gone, Geoff.
Mikey, I would have taken you for an A-Track guy still. Like I thought you were a classic throwback person.
I got an 08 Mercury Grand Marquis. I'm no slouch here with the cars. In fact,
by the way, I did mention I drove Uber once too. There was a period of time after my U.S. Senate race against Liz Warren that I'd been working as a legislator for 8 years, and then I ran against her. And for a while there, a lot of people were saying, "Geez, how do I hire a guy who just ran for U.S. Senate?" So I was still looking for work, doing the job search, and so I started driving on the weekends to help pick up some money. And the first thing that struck me that was pretty amazing was how much weed people smoke. Because when people got in and out of that car, I think I had to fumigate it like once a day because of the amount of weed that people had on their body. But the second thing was it was a nice, easy way, again, to kind of clock in, pick up some money. When you had free time.
You make your own schedule. You make your own schedule. That's the best thing about it. You don't have to drive, or you can drive all day when you got free time. I don't like sitting home and watch Judge Judy reruns over and over again. So I got to get out there in the streets, a little bit. And you're right about the the weed thing. The other thing is the licenses for the illegals. Now, we have a traffic problem in Massachusetts, particularly in Boston. They're even talking about congestion tolls for people who make the commute and sit on the Mass Pike every morning. It's ridiculous. But what do they do to make it better? They say, I got an idea. Why don't we have 1 out of 5 people in Massachusetts is born in another country? Let's let all those people get their licenses and see how the traffic works out then.
Yeah. No.
Whoop.
We lost Geoff Diehl.
We lost him.
Yep.
Oh,
New York City has the same problem. New York City is thinking about trying to figure out how to create more fees to if you want to drive into the city. What is it about these big cities that they're not understanding? When you have these sanctuary laws that bring people in, you're basically forcing the normal people who like to come in and spend money for vacationing, or the people who actually have to work for a living. After a while, they're going to say, forget this. They're going to start moving out to the Worcester, maybe out to Springfield at some point. I mean, we have a big state. There are a lot of different places people can live. Boston is really just shooting policy, but that's Mayor Wu. I mean, she's also the kind of mayor that has retribution on the North End. I mean, any other part of the city can have restaurants and during the summer out on their sidewalks, but the North End, she's either going to fine you or she's going to make it so expensive that you can't even do it. So we've got a mayor that also doesn't seem to understand what it's like to be business friendly or tourist friendly as well.
What it seems like to me is that we've talked about this in the past, you and I and others. It's a one-party state, so that they always get what they want one way or the other, and it's always by reaching into the pockets of the taxpayers in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and making it more difficult, and that includes the housing crisis. I hate to say this, but if we have all those thousands and thousands and thousands of people from Brazil and Haiti and Central American countries, and nothing against those people, I would do the same thing if I wanted to get a better life. But you can't let everybody in. What if Disney World did that? How would the lines be on the ride on the Space Mountain?
Sometimes it feels like Disney does let the entire world in. Have you ever gone there on a holiday? Holy smokes, it's hard to move around there.
It is.
But hey, that's a whole. By the way, I have a total. This is my idea. So Elon Musk the other day offhandedly said, maybe I'll buy Disney. And I thought, what? Now, this is incredible. What a great idea. Elon Musk is in the business of transportation. He's got Teslas, and the guy has SpaceX, right? He's got all these different ways of trying to move people around, the world and the country, internationally, into space, whatever. The point is, the guy's a transportation guy, but he also bought Twitter, which is now X. So he's also into kind of communications and entertainment, right? So I said, what if this guy actually did buy Disney? I would hire Elon Musk to go to every major U.S. city in the country and redo their transportation system. And let me explain. I've got 2 daughters. Okay, now my wife loves Disney. As soon as my my oldest was able to go, we went for the first time to that Animal Kingdom Lodge. Yeah. And her eyes lit up when a giraffe walked right by the window.
Right outside the window.
It.
Yeah, that's a great.
Loved it. And then I look back over the years of going to Disney, and I've handed my luggage at Logan Airport with a Disney tag on it to them, and the next time I see it, it's in my hotel room. I get on the plane, I get down to Disney, I'm on a bus from the airport, I'm on a boat to a restaurant, I'm on another bus or a
monorail
to my hotel.
Yeah,
you don't even notice the transportation because it's high quality, it's fast, you're always moving.
It's clean.
And it's clean, right? If Disney, they move millions of people every day, at least 5 times a day,
right,
from a hotel to a restaurant to a theme park to this. If you put Disney in charge of transportation, we'd have a perfect system.
They figured it out a long time ago.
Yeah, it's called management.
Yeah.
But if you say that in Massachusetts, they go, "Oh, you're going to privatize the MBTA." You know what? We can privatize it. The management of, or the design and build and management of it. But you can have union workers that do the job. I mean, that's not a big deal.
And by the way, it's not like their service record is stellar. It's they break down all the time. They have a lack of quality. That's a whole different.
People getting dragged to death. Their legs and arms are getting caught in the door, and they're getting dragged to death. I mean, that's not the Disney experience that I would. I think Disney could do a better job.
We know they can. You're right that they can. And see, this is why I liked Geoff Diehl when he ran. I mean, Of course he has better answers to all these questions. The problem is he doesn't have a D next to his name. He's got an R next to his name. So his good ideas go right down the drain. And then what do we get? We get Maura Healey opening the whole state to everybody and then saying, it's going to cost
hiring her ex to be the head of the SJC or to be on the
right.
Supreme
And by the way,
Court. That's not going to cause a problem down the road. No.
And that $915 million, that's the low end of that we're going to be spending on making sure illegal aliens are eating well is part of next year's budget. It's terrible, Geoff. And damn it, we got to change this.
Mike, there's a state rep named Nick Boldiga. He's a good guy. He's out in Western Mass, and he actually did the math. He's a Republican, so of course he's endangered species. But Nick Boldiga actually did the math. He said, okay, 64 a day for a family of 4 times a day times a week times a month. He figured it out. It's about $100,000 a year to feed a family of 4 at that $64 rate. Right. I can tell you this. I would love to have $100,000, income where I could then just that only goes to feeding my family. That'd be fantastic. Unfortunately, I have things like heating and car bills and mortgages. Like the real world actually has to deal with a lot less available for food. So
I went to the grocery store today. I have 2 sons who are teenagers, but guess what? $253 at the grocery store. I'm thinking, what did I buy here? And for $100,000, you could eat like kings every meal and throw half of it away, like they do at the Hotel Haiti over there in Marlboro. Geoff, we got a quiz for you. We want to test your mettle on the Beatles. Do you know anything about the Beatles?
I went to, my parents took me when I was a kid to Beatlemania, but I think I was so young I don't even remember, except when Lucy the Sky with Diamonds played. I remember it's some sort of weird thing where I remember looking up at the auditorium I was in or whatever it was and wow, this is wild. That's pretty much all I could remember from Beatlemania.
We can rest assured that since it's Geoff Diehl we're talking to, it wasn't an acid flashback you were having looking at the ceiling. But let's see how you do on this.
I might have had acid reflux from Enfamil when I was a kid. I don't know. Anyway.
Here's a Beatles quiz with former gubernatorial and senatorial candidate.
Please be Rubber Soul. Something from Rubber Soul. Please be from Rubber Soul.
Here we go. Go ahead, Smitty. Smitty's the question guy.
All right, Geoff, stand by now. In what Beatles song do these words appear? Behind the shelter in the middle of the roundabout, the pretty nurse is selling poppies from a tray.
I can buzz
behind
it.
In the roundabout.
Laugh at
Penny
him.
Lane is in night.
Yes,
it's Penny Lane. That is correct. Okay.
All right, hold on. We got to give him the ding. You get this when you get a. Okay, that's one.
Okay,
I get one ding. How many dings am I going for?
No, it's not a ding perk. It's one. If you get a ding, that's a point.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Number 2.
Yes.
Waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for?
The man on the hill is perfectly. The fool on the hill.
No,
that is
that
wrong,
the name of the
Geoff
song, The
Diehl.
Fool on the Hill?
No,
Wrong.
It's Eleanor Rigby.
Eleanor Rigby.
Yeah.
Sugar honey iced tea.
Wearing the face she keeps in a jar by the door like Madonna. Wait, did you see Madonna? She got.
Come on, Smitty.
She was
help me out here.
Madonna was on stage and she her dancer friend, who was a guy wearing high heels, who was supposed to drag her and the chair across the stage, and he tripped and fell, and she fell off the chair, and she kept singing, but her face didn't move.
That is correct.
All right, third question.
All right, number 3. I'm painting the room in a colorful way, and when my mind is wandering, there I will go.
There I will go.
Yep.
Oh my gosh! I know. Painting the room.
Time's up. I think
He's got it.
Yeah, well, no, he's got it.
But he was singing it. Fixing a hole.
Fixing a hole.
Fixing a hole in. Okay, where the rain comes in. Okay, is that
That's
the name
right.
of Fixing a hole?
And you believe me, you need a special doctor for that one.
All right.
Boy.
Fourth
There's
question.
a lot of young children being advised to. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that.
Hey, I'm so ugly when I go to the proctologist, he sticks his thumbs in my mouth. Hey. All right, go ahead. Fourth. Is this the fifth?
This is number 4. Should 5% appear too small, be thankful I don't take it all.
The tax man.
Yes.
That's very good.
He's got 2, right? Right. He's got 2.
2 out of 4.
All right, let's see. Oh, this one. All the girls around her say she's got it coming, but she gets it while she can.
All that goes around and says, It's just another day.
No,
It's
no.
just another
All the
day.
girls around say, hey, she's got to come in.
That's wrong,
It's
Geoff
just
Diehl.
another I'm trying to sing it. I don't know. Is that? I don't know. Is it another day?
Get back.
It's Get Back. All the sweet Loretta Martin thought she was a woman, but she was
No.
another man.
Yeah,
Let's
get
get
back.
back.
All
They
the
sang
girls
it on
around
the
her.
roof of the Apple building. It was their final
love
live
that.
concert.
I watched Get Back, the whole documentary thing. That was amazing.
That was
Yeah.
great. Yes,
the keyboardist that they brought in. Oh my God!
It was what's
so
his name?
fantastic.
Billy Preston.
Billy Preston, yeah.
Who I found out 25 years later was gay the whole time.
How about that?
Get back.
All right, here we go.
What do you got?
He's as blind as he can be, just sees what he wants to see.
Is this the Fool on the Hill? Is this
No.
No,
Jeff, you and that fool on the hill, Jeff. That you should.
I'm stuck on it. I feel like I have to make that work somehow.
What are the words
Is it
again?
blind?
I'm going to sing it for
he's
you.
as blind as he can be, just sees what he wants to see.
Just sees what he wants to.
Nowhere
man.
man.
Nowhere man is correct. Give yourself a ding.
Oh,
Nowhere
Lord almighty.
man, please listen.
Can we do Rush lyrics next time I'm on, please?
Oh yeah,
Please.
really? You,
Rush.
How about this one? Salesman.
Spirit of radio, my friend.
Geddy Lee, man, that guy. You know, I got to tell you, of all the rock stars in the history of rock,
Yes.
he and Roy Orbison, probably the two ugliest. Don't you think?
Probably.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know. How did Geddy Lee? I guess there were maybe some unsighted groupies that maybe went backstage
Everybody,
for the Rush.
everybody in the Traveling Wilburys, I thought, had kind of a,
Oh,
a
yeah,
look
I
that wasn't
love that
exactly
band.
attractive.
I love that band because they're all legendary relics, you know, and three of them are dead, I think. Petty's dead, Orbison's dead, George Harrison's dead.
Yeah, Jeff Lynne's still alive, and
Smitty, are we still doing this? I hear the ticking. Am I still on the clock?
We
Yeah, I know.
absolutely are. And you
Oh,
know,
crap.
Mikey has dominated the
Oh, but
conversation, just ruined the timing.
I just want you to know, Jeff, that no matter what you do in the future politically, I'm behind you 100%, as you know. So I hope it's something soon, and I hope it's just anything that'll make us into a two-party state again, so we can have some refreshing, common sense ideas from Mr. Diehl. How's that?
I appreciate that, but if I don't do better on the Beatles thing, I think
Here it
I'm
is.
not going to get any support.
Here it comes.
This is the final question.
The wild and windy night that the rain washed away has left me full of tears, crying for the day.
Oh my. Okay. Now
I don't even think I know that.
I'm lost. Is this White Album? I don't even know.
Oh, yeah. Ben, go ahead. Kick it in, Ben, because
Is it-
Ben's only like 12 years old, and he knows this.
Long Winding Road.
The long and winding road.
Yeah!
Didn't I say that earlier? I thought it was-
No, you kept saying
Man on the Hill.
Fool on the Hill.
All right. I got one more, okay?
All right, sure.
Because Jeff hasn't done too well on these. So
Well, but listen, he's only 42, right? How old are you?
55 almost.
Okay, well, let's see. I'm
It's a
close.
double nickel, yeah.
To me, you're
What
40.
about I once met a girl,
Norwegian
or
wood.
should I say?
Norwegian. In my life, it was Norwegian wouldn't.
Jeff, don't sing. All right. Would you believe in a love at first sight?
Oh, that's easy.
This is for Jeff. Yes, I'm certain that it happens all the time. What do you see when you turn out the light? I can't tell
I
you.
can't tell you, but I know it's
mine.
right.
Ding,
I
ding,
get
ding.
high with a little help from my friends.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And Joe Cocker did it at Woodstock.
What would you say? He's having convulsions at the moment,
Well,
but
he was
yes, he
doing
did it.
he was doing a lot more than that song at Woodstock. I have a feeling. Geoff Diehl, thanks for being on the podcast, my friend.
Oh well, hey, Mike and Smitty and who else was joining
Ben
me?
Kitchen.
Ben, I thank you very much for being there too.
Oh, thanks, Jeff.
Oh, we
Is
pay
that
him the
Ben Kitchen that I know from back in the day?
Yes.
It's the same
Oh
one.
my gosh,
Same one.
Ben Kitchen helped me when I first was running for office. I'm glad you're there.
Yeah, he's a good man. We have a good crew here, and we've had a lot of fans of yours on the show, including Freddie Smirlis, John Dennis. You've got a lot of
man.
people that are big fans of Geoff Diehl.
Yep.
I love these guys. You know what? I got to say, honestly, I mean, running for office, it's not easy, and the Democrats are a tough party. But there's so many great people in the state that I love it. So we'll see. I'm most likely going to do something again. I will let you know, and I will bone up on the Beatles next time. All right.
All right, Jeff. Hey, thanks to you, and give my regards to that beautiful family that I met. You have a wonderful family, and I know you love them.
Just keep your sons away from them. That's all I
Oh,
ask.
absolutely.
Hey,
You
Jeff,
give me-
Jeff is having to deal with Taylor Swift.
if I could just keep my sons away from the refrigerator, we'd be fine. You know?
All right. Thanks, Mikey, and everybody.
Thank you,
really
Jeff.
appreciate it.
Good talking to you.
Take care.
Geoff Diehl, everybody, on the podcast here. And, well, he's a good guy. I have a couple special features for you guys.
You know what I like
Yeah,
about
what you got?
Jeff Diehl, let me just say one thing about
Yeah,
that guy.
he's a good guy.
You know what I like about him? He's not a politician. I have something to say. He's very careful about what he's very guarded about what he has to. He's just being himself.
Yeah, he's always always real and always genuine, which is what I like about him. And not only that, but he actually has policies that make sense for all of us here in the Commonwealth.
Would you say Geoff Diehl is
The Real Deal.
nice, Smitty? You always got your finger on the button. Couple of news items. First of all,
Did you steal that from News Radio?
Yeah, I did.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
he sang it. He brought in some singers and he did it.
He has singers in here 5 days a week.
Not that sing jingles though. I mean, those are special people. Tanner Pepper
With Bill McNeil. Yeah, see, I know the whole thing.
Pepper Tanner. That's why I had to be Dale Denver. They already had the jingle recorded. Dale Denver, WPOP. And I was okay. So that's how I get the name issued to me, like Army fatigues.
Well, this is good.
And now the news. Family Dollar stores this week ordered to pay $41.6 million for using a rodent-infested warehouse to distribute food, cosmetics, and medical devices.
Lovely.
They distribute them to more than 400 stores across the South. The largest criminal penalty of its kind comes after a U.S. Food and Drug Administration investigation found, quote, live rodents, dead and decaying rodents, rodent feces, urine, and odors.
That wasn't rodent urine. That was
And
just
Just urine.
and evidence of gnawing and nesting. I mean, can you imagine? This is an infestation.
Yeah.
They weren't just living there eating the stuff and then leaving. They lived there.
Like an invasion
and to
of
think
rats.
that's where I buy my tampons.
It happened at the distribution center in West Memphis, Arkansas. The company, which has 8,000...
Are we all that surprised now?
It has 8,000 stores and was bought by Dollar Tree, their rival. They pleaded guilty to misdemeanor.
Well,
Yeah. And the misdemeanor account of causing goods to be, quote, adulterated while being held under insanitary conditions. I mean, that's a misdemeanor, right? But you come from Venezuela and you kill somebody and they let you go. I think that
Because you don't have $47 million.
did you see that video, by the way, of the guy after he left court, after they gave him bail and he left, speeding 70 miles an hour through an intersection? There's a mother and a daughter walking across the street. Blam! They get hit. It's like they vaporized. He hit them so hard. It's amazing. He also hit another car, too. But they let him go.
It's bad. You got to know who's coming into your country and how you can find them if you need to. Adam Sandler in the news.
Oh.
Yeah, he's got a new movie. You know what it's called?
Spaceman.
Yeah, Spaceman, which has already been done. Bill Lee, they did the movie Spaceman about Bill Lee, and so now there's a copycat killer.
I don't think it's about the same thing.
It's not, but the title's the same.
It is.
Or what if you said, I'll get a movie, it's called Godfather, but it's not about the Marlon Brando character. It's about my godfather, Uncle Ned. No, you can't take a copyright.
Do pretty well.
I think there's a lawsuit there. Spaceman's going to make some
I don't
money.
think there is a lawsuit there.
What's this movie about?
And Sandler plays Jakub Prochaska, an astronaut on a solo mission to Jupiter. You know, when I was a kid, the girls would say, boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Girls go to Mars to be movie stars.
How did I miss that?
That's what they said. They used to say in school, the kids, to me, the girls, to tease and taunt me, make me feel
women that raised
insufficient.
my generation.
Anyway, Jakub Prochaska is an astronaut. He longs for his pregnant wife, Lenka, who's back on Earth millions of miles away.
Oh, does he play like a Russian?
You're a million miles away. Oh.
Disillusioned that her husband keeps choosing lengthy missions over life at home, Lenka decides to leave him. Well, where's your husband? Is he going to be back tonight? The guys, the DoorDash guys. Hey, what time's he coming back? Oh, he won't be back for a while. He's on Jupiter.
But you can get on Uranus. I don't know. I was figuring out how we were going to work that in
That's
somewhere.
a good one, Ben.
Kellogg CEO Gary Pilnick's cost-saving suggestion of eating cereal for dinner has yet to win over consumers who are feeling the strain of grocery prices. Just talking about that with Geoff Diehl. Pilnick posed buying cereal for dinner to save money on groceries on CNBC's Squawk on the Street.
Squawk.
He was responding to a question regarding how high food prices are and how more than 11% of disposable consumer income goes toward purchasing food. 11%. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It's more like 20% for me. 'Cause
Yeah.
A, I don't make that much. B, I eat a lot.
Remarkable.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Fetty.
That and more on next edition of Newsnight America. I got one thing, too. We have a lot of rednecks that listen to this show.
Yep.
They're smart rednecks, good-looking, too. And their daughters are real sweet. No, I'm kidding. But I have the 10 Commandments
Really?
of the hillbilly culture. You ready for this?
Okay.
This is like a radio show we do here. You know?
Like-
With no commercials.
No.
You want to hear
This hour's radio free. Oh, fuck.
You want to hear? You want to hear the 10 Commandments of hillbilly culture?
Let's hear 'em.
All righty, do this. Number 1. Now, I want you guys to tell me what the real commandment is, a la Moses. Ben,
Oh.
Ben would know.
I wouldn't.
first commandment: just one God.
Yeah, okay,
What's
that's
Something about idolatry.
Thou shalt not have false gods.
Thou shalt
before
not-
you.
that's right.
that
That's
right?
the one.
Am I
Number
right on that,
2.
or is that a different one?
Number 2. I'm going to take a deuce here.
Thou shalt not shit.
Put nothing before God.
Is that the one I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
you probably doesn't matter.
Yep.
You don't even follow them anyway.
No. No.
Number 3. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
Don't take the Lord's name in vain.
There you go.
Huh?
Number 4. Get yourself to the Sunday meetings.
Go to church.
Aren't you glad you're not a hillbilly? Honestly.
Or a God-fearing person.
You know, my friend, my old friend, former friend, Bill Patrick, had a wife who was from West Virginia. He said he'd go down to visit her and her mother in the trailer park down in West Virginia.
Yeah.
And he said he ate some food down there. It was awful. And he was sick to his stomach. And his mother-in-law, her potential mother-in-law, came over to him and said, "You tell me bothering you? You want a Feesic?" A Feesic.
What the hell is that?
He didn't know either. And he said just hearing the word almost made him puke.
Oh, God.
Like a physic?
No, Feesic. You want a Feesic?
Shoves
Number
her whole
5.
hand up there. Pull it out.
Commandment number 5. Honor your ma and pa.
Well, thou shalt
Yeah, you
honor
know what
thy
that one
mother
is.
and father.
Number 6. No killing. That's simple.
No murder, yeah.
It's number 7. No fooling around with another feller's woman.
The covet thy neighbor's wife one.
That's it.
I never
That's good.
coveted them. I visit them. No, I'm kidding. 8. Can we get the hillbilly back in here? Yeah, I'm here. Number 8. Don't take what ain't yours. I love these.
Thou shalt not steal.
That sounds good.
Right. Number 9. No telling tales and gossiping. Number 10.
That's a fucking commandment?
Yeah.
Number 10.
Don't be a bitch.
Don't be hankering for your buddy's stuff.
Isn't that the same thing as coveting thy neighbor's wife?
Well, it's goods.
Oh.
Coveting thy neighbor's goods. Sometimes the wife is the goods.
Sometimes she's not so bad.
Now you know. Now,
Well, I clearly know nothing about the Bible.
well, now you can behave properly because you've had this little primer.
Thank you.
So you're in good shape.
Thank you. I don't have to go to church for another 39 years.
Have you ever been to church?
No.
Did you
For
hear
like
that,
services, like I've been for like weddings, funerals, that kind of
yeah,
shit.
But that's because there's free food
But
and
like,
shit.
there is.
Yeah, alcohol, weddings. Come on, you been to a wedding? You been to a wedding? You didn't
But they don't
cover your
have it
neighbor's
at
goods?
They don't have the alcohol at the church.
They have
Do they?
every.
I don't know.
Come on, weddings are
No, I've
always
never-
about the booze and the food.
I've never been to services of any religious denomination.
Never covered the neighbor's garter belt.
I have done that.
We're going to wrap up this program because Smitty's getting tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. You know, I'm getting
now that he's
old now.
48, you know, you never know when he's going to do this.
You look terrible for 48.
So we bring in Castiglioke for a classic This is a classic. Can you play this? It's a classic.
Okay, we're going to play it.
Play it.
Yeah.
Play it now.
Here it comes.
I pressed play.
We'll press it again.
It's got the spinning wheel of death going.
Oh, we're not going to put up
Oh,
with
that, yeah.
We're not going to do that. Come on.
It says it's playing.
Listen, I can't hear it.
No, we don't hear it.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, here it comes. He's tuning up.
Well, I got a woman, mean as she can be. Well, I got a woman, mean as she can be. Sometimes, Troop, I think she's almost mean as me. She's got ruby lips, she's got shapely hips, and she's got them pink nips. Oh boy, I got a woman, mean as she can be. Sometimes, Joe, I think she's almost mean as me. Well, I ain't bragging, it's understood. Everything I do well, I sure do it good, yeah. I got a woman at Shaw's, mean as she can be. Sometimes I think she's almost mean as me. Can you believe it? This is called the interlude, Joe. I got a woman, she's so mean she put Ben Gay in my condoms. I had a woman who's so mean she put X-Lax in my chocolate pudding. And I got a woman, Joe, so mean I took off my pants at the hotel, and she looked at me and said, "Hey, that looks like a penis, only a lot smaller." Oh, she's mean, Trope. She's got ruby lips. She's got shapely hips. Yeah. Boy, she makes my Woody flip. I got a woman mean as she can be, Joe. Sometimes I think she's almost mean as me. Easy now. Is this another one of them interludes, Joe? I think so, Troop. Good thing we don't get paid by the hour. You know, fuck this. I'm leaving.